Hey guys, as you can see, I've got a nice little harvest here. Got Michelle, my daughter, coming up to get some solids. So we've got some nice onions in there we've pulled out from the polytunnel. Some red lettuce, some spinach. They're basically large spring onions, these. And we've got some garlic in here as well for her. The garlic isn't really ready, but it's edible. And it can be pulled and used now. It'll just be a bit stronger, guys. And then of course for Mrs. C, we've pulled another lettuce here, and have another 2 lettuces here to go in this bag for Michelle when she arrives. So she should be here shortly. So quite a little harvest in 10 minutes. Right guys, I decided I wanted this bed back. So what I've done is I've completely harvested all the onions and the garlic up to here. We'll leave the garlic in there and let that grow on. We want to give this some good water. They're bulbing up nice now. From the ones I've pulled, they're looking okay. They want a bit longer, of course, but we'll still eat them sweet and really strong. I need to get these tomatoes in. So what I've done is I've completely stripped this bed back now, and then we can get this clutter cleared down, fold this bench away, and we can start using this bed again. So as you can see, it's been very productive. I'm also going to take out 2 bunches of these spring onions, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them right along the back where we've got wasted space, right down there, and they can grow on into full size onions in there, as we have done in the front. We've harvested a few lettuces, as you can see. There's only 2, 3 in there left. But we've got the other ones over on the other side. We're going to plant some more. I'm not keen on these Lola Rossa. I won't be growing those again. They're too bitter. Whereas the green ones, the all years, are really, really nice. We'll probably go to the icebergs or little gems. I think I do have some little gems actually, and icebergs. But so we'll plant some of those next. But yeah, I basically want to get this bed back, and we're taking those 2 out just because they're in the way. And then we'll leave these few spring onions and the cucumber to come on. I pulled the couple of little beetroots out of the way because they were just pest ridden, and that would have just spread to the cucumber, so I've pulled them out. They're only 2 or 3, and we've got more planted over in the growing area, guys. So just another little bit of progress. This is the harvest, so we've got a nice early harvest of onions here, guys. We've been eating these already, and what I'm going to do is just go and stick these over in the tree house to dry off. And we'll just use them as and when we need them until the other onions are all ready. And I've already picked a few and cleaned them up in here, along with another lettuce for Mrs. C. And we do eat the green tops as well, guys, so we have that in a spring onion salad, and then we use the onion in whatever salad or cooking. But yeah, so that's not bad. That's just a little harvest, or rather a half decent harvest in the middle of at the end of May, that we normally wouldn't have had I not planted them in that polytunnel back in November. So yeah, it's just a nice, we love onions, so that's just a nice little harvest while we're waiting for the others to come on, guys. So this will keep us ticking over until the other onions are ready for this year. See you later, guys. We've even got ourselves 4 really nice sticks of rhubarb for me crumble. Right guys, so I'm in the shed, I'm just having a cup of coffee, and it's still Saturday the 22nd of May 2021. So what I'm keeping this video separate from the pigeon video, guys. So you'll get a Saturday video, then you'll get another half a day Saturday video probably midweek, and then you'll get the Sunday video a bit later on, assuming there is a Sunday video. So right after you just seen that last clip, Michelle and Andrew, my daughter and son-in-law, and the grandkids landed up, and they came for the salad bag, and delighted with it. We give them some rhubarb as well, and it was nice to see them for about half hour or so, and the grandkids. And they had a good play around in the allotment and positively enjoying themselves. And then Tony landed up just to pop in for 10 minutes. So we gave Tony a salad bag as well. Took the last of those onions over into the treehouse and put them through the mesh grids on those little 3-tiered shelvings that we've got, just to dry off. Just to store them there basically until we're ready for them. And they can just sit in there out of the way. So I didn't get anything else done after cleaning that onion bed in the polytunnel. It's now 2:30 in the afternoon, and it's absolutely beautiful outside. Unbelievable. It's hard to believe we're going to have gale force winds and torrential rain again tomorrow. It's beautiful outside, but I have just been pottering, and I'm going to have this cup of coffee because I'm dehydrated, and then I'm going to see if there's anything else I can get done, guys. And if we do, we'll bring you along. If not, we'll give you a final roundup. Stay tuned, guys. Right, guys, so right after that last clip that I gave you before, I got a phone call, and I ended up having to go down home to sort some things out. So we didn't get anything further done Saturday afternoon other than what you'd seen. So we're basically running that little bit of a clip in with today's clips. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, this one. It's a bit about the allotment and a bit of an update, and a good update, around the pigeons. Good morning, guys. It's Sunday the 23rd of May 2021. Alan at Alan's Allotment here again, and welcome back. Now up at this top nest here we have the young blondie neck cock with a white trig hen, who is now sitting the Qualman's eggs, and hopefully they will hatch within the next week or so. Now I've just been in the other stock loft and checked the eggs under the Qualman that's off this pair, and they are both full. However, one's got cracked and looks like it might not hatch, and these will only be able to rear one, so we should be able to take one of these back and put it under the Qualmans, and if the other one hatches, great, it'll be off this pair. Other good news is the other set of eggs we floated off this pair have now hatched under the blacks, which is absolutely brilliant, and both have hatched. As you know, this black white bar laid bred was sitting the eggs off the old blondie neck cock down there. They were full, so they weren't full, they were clear, and we had to throw them away. But at the time, when we swapped the eggs, we put their eggs under the old blondie neck cock, and they've both hatched. So we've left the blondie neck cock with one, which is actually off this cock, and we've give them one back. So they would have only been able to rear one anyways, so this has worked out quite nice, and we've give them one of their own youngsters back. If things go according to plan, then this one up here, as I say, one of their eggs under the Qualman got cracked, and if it doesn't hatch or make it, and these both hatch, we can leave them with one and take one back and put it back under the Qualman. So that's really good news. In the young bird section again, just checking on these youngsters. All seem to be alright. They're even trying to have a bath in the drinker, look. That one's drowned itself. They've obviously found the water and tried to throw itself in head first. A little frill stencil. So the majority of what's in here, or at least a good percentage, are frill stencil, toy stencil carriers. I'm just looking at that little Andalusian at the back. It's closing its eyes down a little bit. It obviously wants a drink. I can see that little frill stencil's found water. I can see this one's found water, and its nestmate. So we need to get that one and dip its beak in the water again. And the other little black at the back. So the other thing is, so this one here, this is off that black white bar in the middle in the other loft we've just been in, and the reduced hen. So if that's a cock, it's carrying reduced as well. That's frill stencil. Toy stencil, sorry. And then we got rid of these 4 silky chicks. Basically, the 5 little bantams that I have all started clocking. So I decided I didn't need these after all. And I've gave them to my neighbour next door who gave me this allotment. We've cleaned all this out. Put all the perches back in, all the nest boxes opened up again with the bottom ones closed off. I don't like bending down that low anymore. And this will accommodate 12 birds as is. So what we might do, once these are feeding and drinking, the ones we're selecting and keeping, we might start and put them in that section there and start selecting for when we select what's going, what isn't going. And as you know, this little one here is off the young blondie neck cock on the top in the last shed we just looked, with that white check hen. So it is carrying both toy and frill stencil, and the bronzing in the black tells us that it's carrying those genes. And just to let you know guys, I will be letting some of these birds go as well. I don't need this many. I have enough of these and the offspring off them now that I did want, but I will be keeping 1 or 2 pairs. The problem here is they'll be mostly hens, so anybody who needs them for a frill stencil project would be great. But I think I have a brown lace that we thought was a hen has turned out to be a cock. So I'll probably be keeping this one and its mate and this one and its mate, so there might be 2 or 3 of those to go guys. Now in here I have an Andalusian frill stencil. Yes, it's needing cleaned out shortly guys, but it's all bone dry, they're perfectly healthy. I have that Andalusian frill stencil hen, which turned out to be a hen, and she's paired herself to this white bar toy carrying frill stencil cock. And so the cock is off the white toy check to the black F1 hen, and the Andalusian toy frill is off the Andalusian hen and the white bar Lebanon frill stencil cock. So they have the same grandfather, but there is new blood with the white toy check in there guys. Right, so as you know, what I say I'm going to do isn't always what I do. In the last video or 2 ago, you said I was thinking about calling it a day. I've had enough, nothing going right. But that's just a defeatist attitude. Now I am pleased overall when I look back. I have got quite a lot of frill stencil birds now, and I think I've got a total of 8 young frill stencil carrying toy, or vice versa, and a couple of visual frills. And I've got all of the nest mates, which are all of 2s for toy and frill stencil, so I've got quite a significant amount. So I should be giving myself a pat on the back and not condemning myself. So as you see, what I've done there is I've put nest pans in there, because it turned out that Andalusian frill stencil is a hen, which is brilliant news because I'm so short on frill stencil hens. And that's turned out to be a hen. And the white bar cock that she just happens to have paired herself to, that's the aggressive cock that was in that other shed that kept butchering. He was originally paired to the blue frill stencil white bar that's now in the hen section, and he was just butchering her basically, so we took him out of the equation. But in there they've settled down and he's not being aggressive with that hen. What's more, she did lay 2 eggs on the floor, and they went under the floor, under the grills, and we lost them basically. So what I've done is I've put clean nest pans in there for all. I've put 3 or 4, dotted them around the floor just for, because there's birds in there that I could take youngsters off, that being 1 pair. So the black white bar cock is off the toy check Lebanon cross racing pigeon white toy check Lebanon cross racing pigeon already brought the size down, and the black F1 frill stencil hen off the white bar cock on the top that's paired to the Andalusian, who is her sister. So the Andalusian frill stencil is off that pair on the top, and the cock is off the pair below. So they have different fathers, same mothers, sisters as mothers, but different fathers. So, and that will bring the size down again, hopefully. And what's more, we should just get frill and toy stencil out of that pair. Or good blacks carrying frill and toy. So what I've done as well is I've just been in this stock loft here, and I've taken the eggs off the almond hen, or the pot eggs. We threw their eggs away, didn't we? So we're taking the pot eggs away altogether, and the white bar cock and the indigo, they're the two best pairs for rearing youngsters I have in there, it seems, this year. So what I've done is I've taken their eggs away completely, and they'll start to go through the motions again, and I'm hoping I can time them laying again, those hens laying again, at the same time as that frill stencil Andalusian hen laying as well. Now in there as well, I think a brother to that white bar cock who's carrying frill stencil and toy stencil, who is a full brother to that cock, but he doesn't show any visual markings, has paired himself to a white check Trigonino, which is toy stencil. And if I've got that right, that's two pairs of toy and frill stencil eggs we can float off under those two pairs. So that's the theory. So I know I said I was going to just knock it all on the head. So the other good thing, the other good news is we got two extra bonus youngsters out of that old blondie neck cock that I said wasn't even sitting the eggs correctly. They've hatched miraculously, but they're off the white bar cock above. So again, they're carrying toy and frill stencil, but paired to the reduced as well, which is a new gene we've brought into the equation. I don't know how that will pan out, but we'll soon find out. It might be a year or two before we find that out. And then, so we've given them one each, so that just worked out nice. And then on the top, we've got the young blondie neck cock and white trig check, which we now have one youngster weaned off. We've got another two that's hatched under the black, and then we've got another two eggs off them under the almond. And as I say, I've just been and checked them. Both of them are full, but one feels like it's bottom heavy because it's got a crack in it. So I think that one's got haddled and it's not going to hatch. But we'll leave it in there so that they don't squash the other egg. And because the white trig check and young blondie neck cock can really only manage one youngster, what we'll do is we'll see if they can get both of the almond's eggs to hatch, and they should be around about the same time, and we'll give the almond one of his own youngsters back if that other egg doesn't hatch. So potentially we could still get 5 off that pair, 5 youngsters off that pair, or perhaps 4, but we don't count our chicks till they've hatched. But we've got 1 weaned off and 2 hatched and under the blacks, so that's 3 so far. I'm just going to have this cup of coffee, and I'm probably not going to do a great deal more today. I've actually done everything this morning, and I'm just giving you a look around now, guys. It's not very nice outside. It's blowing a hooligan, it's raining on and off, and I'm probably just going to have this cup of coffee and call it a day, guys. Hey guys, I haven't been able to do anything at all this afternoon, Sunday afternoon. So basically what I've done is I've potted up some peppers, I've threw some garlic in between these plants, just laid it on the ground. I've potted some more onions that was in pots, just to bulk the bed out a bit. I'm laying this garlic, I pulled all the garlic as well, guys, and I'm laying onion leaves and garlic in between the spinach that's being attacked to see if it will help deter pests, the smell of it. I'm just leaving the garlic to dry off anyways, guys, and these are only little tiny ones which I probably won't be taking anywhere, so they may serve a purpose on that. It's just an experiment. So I've got one of the peppers potted up in a big 7.5 litre pot, another one here, and basically that's all, everything there. We got this bench completely cleared down and moved over into the treehouse, and not everything but most of it. And I've now got some more peppers. That's a chilli and 2 more peppers into 7.5 litre pots. We've planted the 3 beefsteak tomatoes there. I've managed to buy 3 Crimson Crush tomato plants. I'm waiting to probably midweek or next weekend, and we'll come up and we'll put them in here. I've pulled all the garlic and leaving it to dry. Basically every one was starting to bolt and put a head on, so I've just pulled them out, and there's not a bad little harvest there. There's some bit on the small side, and some of them haven't gone into cloves, but who cares, it's still garlic. Potted a few more bits and pieces on in here, planted some more. I've planted some little gem lettuce and another 4 cucumbers just in case, because these were starting to get attacked as well. I potted on the what I believe is 4 courgettes into pots now, and what else was it? Oh yeah, the where are they at? There we go. There was only 2 French beans made it. That's one of them there, and that's the other one there, so I've potted them too. So wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, keep yourselves out of harm's way. I'll see you again in the next video, and thanks for watching.